Our top story tonight, Governor J.B. Pritzker speaking out after a dramatic finish to the spring legislative session led lawmakers to approve a long list of bills in the dead of the night.
WGN political reporter Taman Bradley talked with the governor today, and he joins us now with more.
Ray and Micah, good evening. With session winding down, Democrats rammed through state redistricting maps, and the governor says he's still reviewing.
The Democratic-controlled legislature used the once-a-decade redistricting process to draw state legislative and Supreme Court maps that favor their party. As a candidate, Governor Pritzker supported an independent commission to draw new boundaries, and he vowed to veto a partisan map.
Aren't you breaking your word if you don't veto this map?
No, I've favored a constitutional amendment for Illinois to have an independent commission that will draw maps. I do think that's the better way to do this. The legislature didn't do that. That's not something the governor can do.
But there's 7 districts where 2 GOP incumbents will run against each other. How is that fair?
Well, you try to draw maps not focused on where incumbents live.
The governor says rather than complain about Democrats' maps, Republicans should have come up with their own.
Sounds like you're comfortable with what happened there. Let's talk about
No, wait, that's not a reflective comment. I hope that's not going to be in your report. The truth is that I am still reviewing these maps. So
there's a chance you might veto it, then.
Of course.
The governor says he's hopeful that lawmakers will reconvene over the next week or two to vote on clean energy legislation. In the waning hours of session, Pritzker's office had reportedly reached an agreement with Exelon to stave off possible nuclear power plant closures. But the deal fell apart when Senate President Don Harmon raised concerns about provisions to phase out coal-powered energy plants by 2035.
This is a bill about fighting climate change. Illinois should be a leader in that. This bill, if we get it right, will make us a leader.
Mayor Lori Lightfoot is furious that the Senate passed legislation against her wishes, creating an elected Chicago Public School Board by 2027. The governor, who backs an elected board, is not ready to commit to signing the Senate plan.
I don't know that that's the compromise of the whole legislature. That's why I'm waiting for the House to act.
Lawmakers sent Governor Pritzker a $42 billion budget that invests in infrastructure and other programs, but critics say it raises taxes on corporations while doing little to proactively support businesses struggling to recover from the pandemic.
The Republicans are constantly lying about what this budget is. So we're paying our debts in the state. We're paying our bills. We also repaid the borrowing that we got from the federal government. We put together one of the biggest small business grant programs in the entire country. And thousands of businesses across the state of Illinois got grants.
The governor says he's hearing a decision about running for re-election, but he needs to talk it over with his family first. And there are already Republican candidates who want his job. Micah and Ray.
Any idea when he may tell you?
I did ask. Soon-ish, it sounds like.
Okay.
Couldn't nail him down on the fall or winter. He's got to have those family talks.
Gotcha.
Months.
Thank you, Taman.
Well, right now I want to get to some breaking news.